It's Valeska Zuniga Chondo. I'm the Community Strengthening Manager of Wyndham Community and Education Centre. For the last few years, the Wyndham Humanitarian Network has been hosting an event for Refugee Week. Obviously, last year, 2020, and this year, 2021, we have not been able to do something face-to-face, but we're still committed to do something online. So just want to remind everyone that this year is the year of unity, and that's what we want to celebrate and highlight. Some of the things that I wanted to share with you is the work that some refugee-based organisations have done over the last 16 months. There's organisations like the AKO, the Australian Karen Association, that have been supporting their own community during lockdowns and being unable to engage with everybody else, delivering masks, delivering food parcels, and just supporting one another. Similarly, has been done by organisations like Hope for Refugees in Action and the Sierra Leone Friendship Association. All of these organisations are refugee-based. They started it, they run them, and they are supporting their communities. And that's something that we need to highlight. I also want to highlight that in 20 years that I've worked in the refugee and asylum seeker space, I've had the privilege of work with amazing people. But right now at Wyndham CEC, my team of caseworkers are people that have the experience of being a refugee and have the experience of settling in a new country. And they're the ones guiding new communities in the early stages of settlement. And I feel that there's nothing more empowering than that to see someone who's been there, done that, and are now willing to guide and share their knowledge and support people when they're going through this journey. So I shout out to my team, to the caseworkers in my unit, Seitu, Esu, Rallian, Macy and Koye, and Nungo, who's currently on maternity leave. But all of them combined have got numerous years of experience in settling people in Australia. And knowing, firsthand what it's like to go through the refugee experience and to settle in a new land. So celebrating Refugee Week from this Sunday, the 20th of June until the 26th. Remember that people have gone through unmeasurable trauma, and yet they have enormous amounts of strength and resilience. And once they're given an opportunity, they settle, they contribute, and they support their community and the wider society. So unity is what we need to look out for, supporting refugees and welcoming them into our community. So happy Refugee Week. Thanks.
Hi everyone, it's Refugee Week 2021 and we at Wyndham Community and Education Centre are going to do something a little bit different. Each of our settlement staff are all from refugee backgrounds and they're going to speak to you and tell you a little bit about themselves. Here we go.
My name is Ralyan. I came from Myanmar, Chin ethnic backgrounds. I left my country when I was teenage to India Refugee Center in New Delhi. After so many years in the Refugee Center, me and my wife have a privilege to grant humanitarian visa to settle in Australia. We arrived in Perth and moved to New South Wales, and now we are in Victoria. We have been blessed with the 4 kids, and also we had our own property, and we called ourselves Australian. So many times, many years, I wonder who I am and what nationality I belong to. But I'm very proud now to say I'm Australian. And as a refugee, we have tried very hard to start our life when we arrived in Australia. But we tried very hard by supporting education department, TAFE, and other agencies to be settled in Australia. Now I'm working at the settlement worker in Wyndham Community and Education Center. I bring so proud to be this role because I have a privilege to provide a service to the community and also educate and inform the important information and also able to help them in their settlement need. And sometimes I do have a challenge because of the community have high expectation to my role that people expect I can do, and I have a power to deal with the issue, but I'm not able to resolve every issue that they have, but we deliver as much as we can, and also refer our community to the right service provider. I'm so proud with these positions, and I'm refugee and settlement worker. Now I'm called the Australian.
Hi, I'm one of the former refugees from Karen Burmese background from Burma. So I'm currently working as a settlement caseworker from Wyndham Community Education Center, and I'm supporting a diverse community with the daily need. And I've been in Australia since 2010 during my 10 years working experience in different community settings. Such as the employment sector, education, and the community, and also the youth sectors. So I learned a lot, I grew a lot, and I developed my daily life a lot. For this, I'd like to appreciate the organization that I'm working with, and all the government sectors. So the settlement caseworker with my current situation, so during lockdown, we provide a lot of support to newly arrival community and also diverse community with the information that they need, such as like COVID-19 restriction information session and the vaccination information session, other building capacity information session and project as well. So therefore, I'm so proud to call current Australian and to call Australian at home. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nositu Emora. I am a settlement worker at the Wyndham Community and Education Center. I came to Australia 21 years ago as a refugee from Thai-Burma border. At the Wyndham Community and Education Center, we support refugee families to engage with other organizations and agencies. We empower women to be self-confident and achieve their goal or their dream by learning English in classes or English conversation classes and a women's group, supporting refugees' mother and children with learning, early learning experiences such as a playgroup. I would like to thank Australian people and government who accept us as a refugee and start. I would like to thank all Australian people and the government. I would like to thank all Australian people and the government who accept us as refugees to start our new life and call Australia home. Thank you.
I am Koye. I am a bicultural support worker from Wyndham Community and Education Center. I came here as a refugee. I live in Australia for 14 years now. I was born in Thai refugee camp, the first camp which was known as Soklo, and then I had to relocate to the second refugee camp known as Mela camp because of conflict. During the lockdown, I supported refugee clients with the needs and information. Also run information session to update them with the lockdown and restriction rules so they don't get into trouble.
Happy Refugee Week. My name is Macy. I'm one of the settlement workers at the Wyndham Community Education Center. I came to Australia as a refugee in 2010. Coming to Australia, for me, it was a life change. I was able to continue my study. I was able to get a job and build a new life. I tried to get a job into settlement services so I can help other fellow refugees. I was able to get in touch with the Wyndham Community Education Center, and they decided to employ me as a settlement worker. I have been working for the center since then. As a settlement worker, we help our clients in all sorts of issues. With the many challenges life our refugees have faced in the new country, I try to focus helping them on employment issues. It's hard for our refugee clients to get a job, but at the same time, it's also hard for them to keep their job. This is because in their new workplace, they have faced a lot of issues and challenges. The challenges they mostly have faced in their workplace is that they have been, whether directly or indirectly discriminated. They have been bullied at workplace, and that because of their lack of language skill, they decided to quit the jobs. So this has become an issue for our community in the workplace. I decided to help these refugees, to learn and understand the law of employment in Australia, and their rights and responsibility in the workplace. So in 2015, I attended a 3 months long employment law course. After they have been delivered information with different community that we work with, trying to educate them on employment issues. Happy working with different community agency, community legal center, government agency, trying to help these refugees who got a job and have issue at their workplace. It has been successful, but the challenges continued. So this is not the end of the end of their journey, but I believe that together with other community, other legal center, other government agency, when we work together, we can always make a better life for our refugees clients. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Hassan. I'm a former refugee from Thai-Burma border. I'm the Korean. Now I'm currently working at Werribee Park as the Parks Victoria employee. Yeah, I'm very glad that I have this opportunity to work at Werribee Park. So we have a lot of the partnership and networking, a lot of organizations. So we working closely to the AIMS Australia and also the former local city council from Wyndham. So we do a lot of program, engage a lot of the water community, cow community. So people from different refugee background or people from different community, so they can come and do the work in the park. I'm very proud as a Korean Australia and to call Australia home.
The Australia Korean Organization Incorporated, AKU, serves as an umbrella group for the establishment of Korean Foundation in Australia and has the objective of sustaining Korean culture and language for the next generation.
It represents current issues in various localities, states and government levels with Australia, Burma and internationally. AKO Victoria is a welcoming community for all refugees and migrants and anyone who would like to contribute to enriching our cultural diverse country.
It also acts to bring forward to the community and alongside other ethnic and civic groups the welfare and refugee concerns of the Korean people, both in homeland and in places where the Korean people are forced to relocate.
AKO seek to inform the public of the history and the struggle of the Korean people in their quest to achieve equality, peace, freedom, justice, and protect human rights, especially at this incredibly challenging moment in Myanmar. It also gathers annual reports and census to understand the condition and challenges of the Korean people in Australia.
AKU Victoria will continue to support the Korean community in Victoria, as well as work with other ethnic communities in building our local, state, and national neighborhood. AKO Victoria also needs your support to continue this mission. If you would like to help as a volunteer, please contact us at office@akovic.org.au. Thank you.
Hi, my name is George Ringi. I am one of the co-founder of Me and Mental Health. We've got an initiative that started about 2 years ago, which aimed to create safe space for young people and also to create enough momentum to start the dialogue around mental health within the African community. So we migrated from South Sudan originally and landed in Adelaide. Went to my first school in Adelaide. It's called Adelaide Secondary School of English. I was there for about 2 years, learning English and learning how to write from zero. Never went to school before until I came to Australia. Adelaide was a beautiful little community. I had a small amount of community members from African background from all over Africa, where we got to hang out and get to know a lot of people from different parts of Africa. The community was really tight. I think what I loved about school, Adelaide Secondary School, was a lot of people who loved football. So that was one of the things that I loved when I was a kid. South Africa, I was able to play with kids from all over the world. That was cool, felt like a World Cup, and also kind of branched out from there and started playing community soccer, getting involved at Enfield Soccer Club. That was when my passion for football became big, and from there on, I kind of went on to playing national youth leagues and all the way through to my senior years in Melbourne as well. Apart from that, I later on found out I not only love soccer, but I love the idea of helping young people follow their dreams. So I went back to uni and finished a Bachelor of Youth Work. So now I work as a, student support / career practitioner within a school. I enjoy it, and I can't be more thankful and grateful for the opportunity to be here, and I always looking forward to help out as much as I can for many new migrants. All I can say for me, it's a beautiful country, and what you need to do is start honing in on the skills on recognizing opportunities and being able to take it. And if you can't, then try to link yourself with people who've already been here. Start making your own network and get to know everybody, because that's the only way to get to learn this amazing, beautiful country that's full of opportunities. And also you'll be able to learn from some of us who has been here a bit longer as well. Ask as many questions as possible. Do not be afraid and be strong.
Hi, my name is Quan Nguyen, and I'm the Diversity and Engagement Officer at the Western Bulldogs Community Foundation. I arrived in Australia as a refugee in 1992. My family fled Vietnam as a refugee in 1989, and I came over here when I was 6 years old. I started studying at Footscray Primary School, which is just down the road here, and I did a program called Western English Language School, WELS program. WELS is a school inside a mainstream school, which is used to teach intense English to newly arrived kids. I love my time at WELS, but I struggled immensely after I left. And my first year in mainstream school, I just didn't feel like I belong. I struggled to make friends in my first year of school. I think that's mainly down to my English speaking skill, but it wasn't until I picked up my football for the first time that I learned that my English improved, because I had to learn to speak to pass the ball to my friend. And now I get to teach kids at WELS as well, kids who are like me, and use English use sports as a skill to teach kids to practice their English and make friends. After 30 years in Australia, I feel like I'm at home. I work at the Western Bulldogs Community Foundation to engage newly arrived people using sports as a program to practice their English skills. People who were like me when they first arrived, and give back to the community. That's given me so much. My name is Quan Nguyen, and this is my refugee story.
Hey, what can I say? It's crazy how you see your home country actually, it's all the way back, very, 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 very far. But you see, in your media, your home country. My name is Moses, and I'm a former refugee. I've been here for at least 18 years and over. It's been crazy. I call home, of course, I call Australia home now over the years. And, since I'm an Australian citizen and I contributed to this nation, as they say, it's a great country, land of opportunity. I came here when I was age of 9 to 11 years old. And over the time, I came around with my auntie and with my cousin. And what happened is that since then, I did not see my mom for a long period of time. And I think it's at least over 20 years that I was not seeing, I didn't be with my mom. And until, of course, recently. So we're still making up time for it anyway. So we migrated to the eastern suburb of Melbourne, which was Box Hill, and then there wasn't much African over there, so we decided to come to the eastern to the western suburb, and we never moved anywhere, or neither we went to any interstate. We just lived in the western suburb. And of course, before that, I went to, when we first migrated, I went to English language school, and in the English language school, I stayed there for at least 1 year because all of us were just learning. Even though we did English back home, our English was not to the good quality. And after that, of course, after 1 year, we were enrolled to high school, and we struggled with in our high school because the method that was being taught, the way they were teaching, and of course, we did not have the support from family because we were all actually learning English. And of course, adjusting to the environment was a bit tough because, just seeing, the way the kids were actually behaving, not only behaving, the way the respect was not there. And of course, we picked all that up. But what I can say that after that, of course, enrolling into high school, which is we got enrolled into Altona Secondary College, which is a school in a western suburb at Altona. I managed to actually pull through, so I finished my high school. So year 12, I completed that, and then the challenges was getting into either uni during that time frame, because since there wasn't much structure or family support or guidance, we were always influenced by family members. Oh, you need to do this course, you need to do this course, you need to do this. So I managed to enroll myself into a TAFE, and through that TAFE, I got into mechanics. So I did mechanic for 2 years, and of course got a certificate for that. But that wasn't really my passion. So I decided to look at an IT start become something, and I looked at it, and then I involved myself into it, and I finished degree on that. Then over the time with that, I got I got opportunities. So opportunities, which means once I finish my degree, I'll start working. My work was I got, just to mention to you, so I got working with the ATO as a help desk support person. I worked with calls, which is online IT, the desktop as well. And then, of course, I worked with NAB. So these are some of the opportunities that I got given. But I always have this thing in my mind as a former refugee. I say, like, I need to help someone, or I need to contribute to help somebody to move forward in life. And for me, I decided to, of course, to look at working in the community sector. And good enough, with my, ability to communicate, and because I've already learned how to speak English very well, and start getting the connections with the community members, and of course, some cases, community leaders, I was able to secure a role in as a community support worker with the Wyndham Community Education Center. And this is where I actually looked at how actually it's a place where I got inspired more to help those who were like me. as a former refugees, and because I like advocating for people, I like to help others, I like to support, because give my hand, because this is what I think is, as a refugee, you come here, there's a lot of strife that you got to go through. And to be a refugee is an honor, but at the same time, it's a strive for living. And I think this week particularly is welcoming. And if you're welcome, and I think this is the land for you to actually get the opportunity that you need. So being as a community support work, I was able to design programs. I was able to lead programs. For example, me and mental health, which is to educate community members about the importance of mental health. I was able to design a community engagement platform, so Cover Us, which is basically to talk about issues that is affecting communities. And of course, working as a community support worker or as a youth worker, I was able to help young people who are either coming from jail or who are actually supporting their parents with how to refer with services. And for me, this is an inspiring, because as a former refugee, you're helping others. And for me, I would like to welcome those who are coming, and for those who are already here, you need to be that person to help out, to guide those who might not know the way out. And of course, and recently, I've been given an opportunity working with this city council now, and I'm still working in the same kind of way where I help young people. Not only that, I'm still going on with my education. Education never stop. And I'm doing my community development, which is, I think, it be focused on working with the young, working with the community, different aspects. And of course, and even now, like currently with my current work, I designed a multicultural dance program, which is for me is to engage all different people to come and learn about other cultures. So as a former refugee, I would say welcome. And I would say, go mingle around, get the help that you need. If you need help or whatever, just, there's people around you who actually give you a hand when you need it. Thanks.